Oh boy. Well, you know how I said this project to be done by July? Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. So, we really haven't made any progress. Well, can't say any progress, you know. It's kind of a one step forward, 3 steps back situation. Some of it's out of my control and a lot of it is in my control. But we'll get into that. First off, we know my channel's called Without a Garage for a reason, and that is because I don't have a garage or my own shop. I work out of other people's shops usually, or just wherever I can find space to work. Most of these videos have been shot at one of my friend's shops that has been generous enough to allow me to work in there, and unfortunately that came to an end towards the end of April due to reasons with him and his shop. So with that, I wasn't able to work in there, and I would have worked on it in the lot that I had it stored on, but the weather out here has been all over the place. We had snow clear until probably about last week, and then it's been raining on and off, and then it was in the hundreds, so not suitable conditions to really work on it. And it's kind of hard to weld in the middle of a field when I don't have a generator. So we didn't make a whole lot of progress in the body work. But before I had to leave the shop here, I did get the hood on, which is what you see me working on here. And I honestly think it brings the car a lot closer to looking done. The hood springs, the mounting brackets, had been ripped out at some point before I bought the car. And for whatever reason, I had always been really hesitant on fixing them. I'm like, I don't want to do it, I don't want to do it. It was like the easiest fix ever. It took me like 10 minutes to weld them on there. Getting these, I replaced the springs with these gas struts, which I think are going to work a lot better in the long run. That was the hardest part, getting those on there and getting the springs off the old mounts and all that. But as you can see, it's going to look really good. Now, I really think the hood is making this whole car start to come together now. I mean, you can just see it looks way better. It'd look even better if we got the fenders on there. And it would look even better if we got it painted, but we are not to that point yet. And this hood's going to eventually come off again anyway when we repaint it. Now this is one of our other setbacks here, and honestly one of the setbacks that kind of have made this whole project kind of spiral at this point. So this is the front wheel well area here, front quarter, I don't know what you want to call it. At this panel here where we have cut open, you can see there's a giant mouse nest, and this is where basically you could stick your hand if you open up the hood and you go on the side where the paper tubes come up for the defroster vents and all that go into your heater channel. If you stick your hand all the way down there, this is that cavity. I didn't really realize that at the point. I should have paid attention, because I could have just maybe vacuumed it out from the top without cutting this open, but I knew there was a nest. I could see it through the holes where the bolts thread into for the fenders, and I was like, well, I don't want this to be here, it's just going to cause rust later, so we'll cut the panel out, vacuum it up, and of course the panel is rusted on the back, so that opens up more cans of worms there. So we went ahead here and cut out all the rest of the rusted area down here. The heater channel, the bottom of the heater channel was pretty bad. So you can see I cut that out as well. And we're going to end up redoing this as well, even though you see me get close to finishing it in this video. The big reason why I'm probably going to replace it is because I use 22 gauge steel when I probably should be using 18 gauge steel. I was in a rush to try to get it done. The only thing I could find at the time was 22 gauge. I should have just waited and got the right stuff, so that way now I don't have to go through the headache of cutting it out and redoing it again. But you know, you live and you learn. You live and you learn. So now I don't know if it's because we have a new spot to work, or if it's just all these issues compiling that has led me to this decision, but I have went ahead and ordered 2 heater channels, and we're going to replace the whole bottom side of this car. I've come to this conclusion, or to this decision I should say, because of the sheer amount of mice nests that are in this car. I'd rather get rid of any spot that there could be potentially nests or dead mice that I can't get to. I want to just get it out and put all new in, so that way we don't have to worry about an issue of smell coming back or rust forming from a nest trapping moisture in the future. I'm pretty sure I've gotten almost everything out, but with the heater channels being rusted in some spots and then finding more nests as I take some of these panels out that have rust, I think it's just the right decision. And once we take the entire bottom side of this car off by removing the heater channels, it'll open up all the little voids that we can't get to by with a vacuum or whatever. So then we should have 100% rid this car of all the rodents and all the problems. So yeah, that's going to be an endeavor, and hopefully once we get that done, we start getting this thing moving and rolling, and it should start moving pretty quick.